this is the crux of it. And look, we all have personal data that we need to guard jealously, and the tacit assumption of the big tech companies is that anything they can see they own. So what we're specifically working on in Kwaai is the way in which you can share data without giving it away. That's the difficult thing. So imagine you've got a music song. Let's say you've got an entire catalog of songs. You've got some creative work that's of value to you, but you want to share it because maybe you want to collaborate with someone, or you want some AI process to even run on it, but it doesn't mean that you're giving it away. The current mechanism for engaging with any of the AI systems is they say, oh, first upload your data to our cloud. Oh, and trust us hand on heart, we're not going to pilfer that. We're not going to lay any claim to that. And then before you know it, they come out with an AI model that has in fact been trained on your data. This is what happened at Facebook. We're all told our conversations that we have with each other are private. And it turns out, no,
they are not.
They weren't. The Llama model was trained on the chat conversations that went on within Facebook. And that's known. And they just said, oops, sorry. And so, look, the relying on contractual trust, the trust that's in the terms and services, terms and conditions, and the contracts that you sign with service operators is not sufficient. So we're looking for ways in which to develop technical trust, where you can actually encrypt your content, allow a third party to process it, but they can't see it. They still can't see it. And that's called homomorphic encryption. So that's one of the technologies coming out of our lab. And I think that could be a game changer for creatives.
I think one of the things we should think about is, like, what are the new business models that start to happen? I think decentralization, I think AI and blockchain is going to be an amazing thing, again, especially in the DeFi world, because I think there's ways now we know that real-world assets are about to take off. It's like going to be probably the biggest thing out there. BlackRock came out and said it was $16 to $20 trillion business very quick. Real-world assets, for those that don't understand, is everything that's real, basically connected, tied to the blockchain, tied to a smart contract, right? So the thing that people need to understand, that the smart contract that's in that is really, it handles the rights, rules, the roles, the permissions, the access control to that particular item. And now we're able to take where we're starting to be able to use DeFi and AI to build models where we can build liquidity into everything. I think, personally, the way artists are going to live and going to fly, it's all about the hive. If you want to survive, you got to build a hive. That's the new game. It's not about going big. It's about going small, building a repeatable process around small groups of people that care about what you do.
So these are the super fans?
Huh?
These are the super fans.
It's the super fan, right? The super fan, again, we've been talking about it for a long time. It's been years, but now especially you can build that relationship, because we're basically moving from the creative economy into the relationship economy. It's all about relationships now and building those things. So every business, I don't care what business you're in, I don't care if you're a hairdresser, you're a yoga studio, you're a whatever, everything will be tokenized. And that's going to change the game. And that tied to this, and things like he's talking about being able to control your identity and all of that, I think is going to be tied to the blockchain, and it's going to be tied to that. And I think there's incredible opportunities now like we've never seen before for independent artists. Just like our Syntopia thing. We've already traded $3 million worth of secondary market in the secondary market on our asset. It's like 4 people building this thing, right? It's like we're creating like world-class content now at a small group.
How would you feel if somebody took what you've done, dropped it into a large learning model, and then basically gave it a different name and scraped it, and then came out with their version of it?
That's what's going to happen, right?
And you're cool with that?
Well, I have no choice. I'm not cool with any of that, but I have no choice, right? This isn't a thing where I can go, gee, I don't want that to happen. No, it's going to have to happen. That's why you have to adapt and say, if it's going to happen, is how do I build my business model around that problem that's happening, right?
Because, I mean, we have production library music that is, you know, like APM and killer tracks and whatever, that have been around for years saying, you don't have to use major label stuff. We have stuff that sounds almost just as good. Now you can say, we don't have to use APM.
Exactly.
We can tell the machine, write me a song that sounds a cross between me and Julio down by the schoolyard and Red Rubber Ball.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not want to own the rights to that and have to hire somebody else for those types of commercials? So commercials, all that stuff, it's done. I mean, people need to realize that roughly 90% of all jobs are at risk right now. That's where we're going into. There's nothing that can stop this. It's going to happen. It's up to us to bring consciousness and bring a positive thing into it to make it happen.
If those jobs are at risk, what are the roles? Because CBS News the other night, which I know every news lies, but I don't think so.
The